I want to come to you first, Jitendra Bhargava, because Air India is in the spotlight for the wrong reasons yet again. The fact is that this incident, shocking incident of urinating on a co-passenger in a business class at Air India happened on November 26th. It's come to light only now because finally a complaint was given to N. Chandrashekaharan at Tata's, and only when it was escalated has Air India acted and DGCA acted. What does, and even so, the passenger's only been banned for 30 days from flying. I mean, what does it suggest about the way Air India handled this entire incident?
You know, the incident is undoubtedly shocking. We haven't had a case where a business class passenger urinates on a lady passenger in business class. We've never had it. November 26, you're very right that this is surfaced a good 7 weeks later. Now, why did it take so long? And if Air India is acted, why is it acted? The entire story that is in public domain is based on a letter written by the agreed passenger to Tata Sons chairman. Now, the question is, must we take all the contents of the letter as gospel truth? So what I did was, having been in Air India's in-flight services, I called up one of the crew members on board. I said, look, there is a serious kind of attack on cabin crew's ability to assist the passenger on board the flight. She said, and I'm discounting, and I wouldn't take it as gospel truth either here. She said, sir, we extended all possible help. I said, tell me, then why is it that she's written such a stinging letter to the chairman? And why did Air India did not act? She said, sir, one possible thing that I can allude to is that on board the flight, the passengers, the two passengers involved, the culprit passengers and the agreed passengers, had worked out on an understanding. Now, whether that was right, legally right, wrong, I'm not going to pass judgment on it. And that is why it was reflected in the report, and I can vouch for it, that after every flight that is operated, the in-flight crew writes a detailed report and submits it, narrating what has happened on board the flight, and said we recorded the whole conversation between the two passengers, between the neighboring passengers, and got another passenger to comment on it. So what we are reading in the newspapers is not entirely correct.
No, the facts are not disputed, Mr. Bhargava. The facts of the drunken passenger urinating on a co-passenger has not been disputed.
There are three aspects to it. One is the urination action. The second is cabin crew not extending requisite help. And the third thing, Air India taking delayed action.
Yes.
My answer was to all three questions here that the delayed action was possibly because they felt everything has been settled. And it must have taken some time for the letter to percolate downwards from the Tata Sons chairman's office to Air India for them to act and the media to highlight it, which is justifiably.
No, Mr. Bhargava, everything has been settled means nothing. Tomorrow, I punch a fellow passenger in the business class and, then I settle it between us. Does that mean no action is taken? My point is, the individual has been banned for 30 days. Clearly, it has been seen as a serious enough offense to say a 30-day ban. Many will say he should be banned for a year at least. Some kind of message needs to be sent out. This is not some internal issue that can be settled between two passengers.
Rajiv, there are two aspects to it. One, if there was no compromise and the passenger was really aggrieved, the company would have taken a certain stance. But having had some kind of a compromise, the company did not take, and I fully agree with you. The 30-day punishment is not adequate for it.
Okay.
For much smaller instances, you can declare them an unruly passenger, why only Air India ban? All airlines put together. And that's the policy of the Government of India, Ministry of Civil Aviation, that if a passenger can be unruly on one airline, there is no guarantee he will not be unruly on another airline. So ban him on all flights.
Okay.
But we must look at the other side, the Air India version. As I've always maintained, Air India is slow in coming out in public on what it has to say. And today again, there has been no mention on what they really felt or what the cabin crew reported in the reports submitted after the flight had landed at Delhi airport.